Alrighty, here we are, and it's time, well, you know. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to hit that spot behind your shoulder blade. Now, the muscle that lives in between the shoulder blades is called the rhomboid, and its job is to pull the shoulder blades back and in. And people spend so much time shortening the rhomboid that they never put it under length or a stretch. So I'm going to take a shoulder blade car, which is where we're going to take the shoulder blade and slide it and glide it around in a circle. And we're going to use a couple things to put more length and stretch on the rhomboid, and you're gonna love how these feel. So you need to set up on a box that has enough height that you're going to get a good stretch. So if you set up on a low bench or box, the kettlebell is gonna run into the ground. And then the heavier the weight, the better. I recommend starting this at least 25 pounds. Most people prefer 35, 44, or 53 pounds. The heavier you go, the more you'll feel the stretch. So if we do this right, you should feel right on the inside of your shoulder blade, a nice peeling stretch where it feels like you're pulling the shoulder blade away from the spine, and it's just gonna feel wonderful. So what we're going to do is we're gonna set up on the edge of this box. Now, to get the shoulder blade to come up and around or to slide forward on the rib cage, what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of spinal rotation. So the kettlebell's in my right hand, I'm gonna rotate to the left. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this kettlebell down, around, and in. So what I'm doing is I'm internally rotating my shoulder. So if you look at my bicep, I'm going to bring the kettlebell to the other side of the box, and I'm going to turn my bicep in towards my belly. So if I rotate in, that's gonna start to pull that shoulder blade away from the spine and put length on the rhomboid. So I'm going to rotate to the left. That's already gonna put a little bit of length in my right side of my spine. I'm going to internally rotate my bicep. Notice how that rounds my shoulder. Then I'm going to bring the kettlebell to the other side of the box. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then want to get into spinal flexion. So notice, not a flat back, but if I push with my hand and bow my spine out, you're gonna feel that even more. So there I am. And then what we're going to do is we're gonna bring it up, back, down, and around. So while maintaining that push, so don't flatten out, keep bowing out the back. I'm going to shrug up. The stretch should go away. I'm gonna bring my shoulder back. Then I'm going to let my shoulder blade get shrugged to the ground. You should feel your pec want to cramp. When you do this, don't let your spine actually curl down. Just let your shoulder blade get sucked to the ground as you keep pushing your spine up to the ceiling. Then I'm gonna shrug my shoulder forward. When you shrug your shoulder forward, so almost like you're gonna ring a doorbell with your shoulder blade, that's where you're gonna feel the most stretch. So shoulder forward, pause, reach that shoulder forward. So you're reaching your shoulder that way, which is gonna be elevation in this position. And then up, elevation, protraction. Bring it around town. Stretch goes away. Push back, forward, and notice how I'm rotated this way. So that is going to hit that rhomboid. It feels freaking amazing. Just get lost in the reps. Don't worry about how many sets and reps you do. It feels good. The heavier you go, the more stretch you get and the better it feels. So spinal rotation, thoracic flexion, internal rotation, protraction is going to put length on that rhomboid, and I think you're going to fall in love with this stretch, and that's how we get starched.